I am.
Hello. What many people don't know is that in 1960, the Winter Olympics were held in Squaw Valley Ski Resort, which is just 7 miles away from Lake Tahoe, where the U.S. took 10 medals trailing the Soviet Union to 21. But today I would like to expose the beauty and thrill of nature and the outdoor activities of Lake Tahoe. There's many outdoor sports, the hiking, camping, and scenery, and for those who may not want to do so much of an outdoorsy day, they have plenty of casinos. For the outdoor sports, you have the winter sports. There's 14 different ski resorts all around the Tahoe Basin. You have snowboarding, skiing, tubing, any form of sports you really think of, you can find it up here. A quote from the Sacramento Bee stated that Heavenly received their first inch of snow, and they were able to make their first snowman of the year, which is really a lot better than last year because we didn't get any snow until about December. Some spring and summer sports. You can go through mountain biking, which most of the ski resorts stay open for. Just pick your bike up, go on the lift, and find a rock to still jump off of. Go crazy. You have all the water sports between wakeboarding and whitewater rafting, water skiing, and so on. Fishing is year-round, so you can do it in the winter and the summer. I just happened to go a few weeks ago and was catching plenty of fish between 5 to 8 pounds, 200 feet deep. So you can go during the summer and go during the winter. It doesn't really matter because they're always going to be there. They have fish varies from salmon to brown trout. I've seen most people really don't understand why there's salmon in that high mountain lake, but there happens to be. A place called Desolation Wilderness is a place where no roads and no vehicles are allowed. It has the ultimate amount of hiking and camping you're going to find in California, hands down. Desolation Wilderness has about 50 lakes and 60,000 acres of open land that you can just roam around. Major lakes like Echo Lake, Aloha Lake are all glacier lakes where these are no man-made, it's all melted snow. A story that when I went hiking up here with my dad a few weeks ago, there's only been one person that's been able to be flown out of here, which was an Air Force general, and he was hiking one day in, I believe it was 1995. A helicopter came in and said, "Hey, General, the President needs to speak to you." The only form of helicopters that were taken in there other than for rescuing. You can camp wherever, which was kind of nice because not very many places down here in Southern California you can literally park your truck, pitch a tent, and just go. This place you can go within any form of area. Oh, this looks like a nice spot down by the lake, or just on top of a rock, whichever fits you better. You can only imagine the scenery that you can find at a place like Tahoe, between mountains, lakes, and so on. This is Emerald Bay, which is a very famous part of the lake. You can't really see it in very many pictures of it, but on this little island there was some rich person that decided to buy a tea house and place it on the island. It's his little tea house. They just have little tours to it. There's nothing really significant historically about it. Just some rich guy wanted to put a tea house on this little island. Some other places you'd be able to visit is Pyramid Peak, which is 9,987 feet. You have Horse-Trough Falls, which tumbles down 500 feet, and here's just a part of the falls. Some other views is, this is from Heavenly, looking out into the lake after a large snowstorm. You can see how much snow that it can really get throughout a year. These sceneries can amaze people by the amount of sunshine, sunlight, and outdoor views you'll be able to find. You're not going to find very many in Southern California like these. Obviously, we don't have like that big down here to be able to go around. For those days on the mountains that you just want to stay inside or really aren't the outdoorsy person, they have casinos and fine dining in South Lake Tahoe, which is considered a high mountain strip. You can have, for the people that are 21 and over, can have the high mountain Vegas experience, and you can either find a way to win or lose. Just up to you. Not just casinos can be held here. I mean, I've seen plenty of concert shows. I've seen Styx. I've seen Green Day. They have other comedians like David Spade there and shows just as big as UFC. So whatever your desire is, you can find in any sort of city, you're going to be able to find up there. Now you've heard most of what you can do up in Lake Tahoe, whether it be camping, fishing, or outdoor sports or nightlife. I hope you all realize what you can do not very far away in California. You never have to travel too far to find excitement and peace and quiet.
Yeah. You're sick.
Antoinette, you here?
Yeah.
What did you think?
I really liked how you could see his passion and love for Tahoe in his presentation, and you can see that he was really he knew what he was talking about because he's so familiar with it. I would have liked a little bit more vocal range in it. It was a little bit monotonous, but other than that, I really liked it.
All right. Josh, I like the introduction. I like the attention device, making the reference to the historical occasion when they hosted the Olympics there. It introduced the subject very effectively. Your goal is clearly set up for us. It's a little bit general, but that's all right. We know that that's going to be an introduction to the area. And I thought that you had a good preview. Again, a little bit perfunctory. I think the language could make it sound more involving and interesting if you planned that a little bit more carefully. The body of the speech, though, was easy to follow, and you had excellent signposts between the points. You usually included, for instance, a visual as another part of the transition that you're using between the ideas, and I think that that smoothed things out a little bit as well. You've got some interesting tidbits of data that you're including to generate audience interest, like the story about the general being flown out with a helicopter. I think you need to be able to tell that story a little bit more effectively. You got a little twisted and lost in it at one point. Ultimately, though, I do think you make a good point. I think it's kind of interesting that you point out that it seems strange that there are salmon in the lake, and I immediately want to know, okay, so what are the salmon doing in the lake, and how much salmon fishing do people actually get out of doing in the lake, that kind of stuff. So when you mention something like that, you want to have a little bit of information to include it. If you just include it as an aside,